Predictions for Super Bowl 60. Seattle remains the overwhelming favorites. Matter of fact, been a little bit of line movement today in quite a few circles / entities. I see it at a solid 5 now, Seattle. 45.5 is the total. The big question for Seattle is going to be the overall health of Nick Emmanwori. He did not work yesterday with the ankle, which he injured on Wednesday. The Patriots have already released their injury report for today. I have not seen Seattle. I know it will come out here at some point. I got to believe very soon. And once we get that, we'll share it with you. But it appears that really the only question is for the safety in Emmanwori. All right, it was a full day yesterday of work when it did come to Sam Darnold. Of course, his oblique left him limited on Wednesday. He was full today. And when I do look at the New England Patriots, I see that there are 3 players who are listed as questionable. There is no injury status for Drake May with the right shoulder. He was full today, yesterday, and Wednesday. The only 3, former Seminole Joshua Farmer, who missed the last couple of playoff games for the Patriots with a hamstring. Harold Landry, that would be big. All right, he was one of the guys they brought in. They spent a ton of money defensively this past year. Robert Spillane as well. He was the one that was talking about Tom Brady and how it just made him sick that Brady's not laying out for the New England Patriots this year. So anyway, it feels like for the most part, these teams are going to be about 100%. Really, the only 2 question marks, Emmanwori, as well as what is going on there with Landry for Seattle and New England, respectively. You know, I look at this game, and there's so many different ways to really analyze it. And, you know, I look at turnover differential. We talked about it all year for the Jaguars because they were so good. They led the league for many parts of that, okay? And they ended up being, number 2 behind the Chicago Bears. The negative would be penalties. I think the Jaguars ended up with 128 for the year, which is 3rd in the NFL. And they did get better, very late in the season. But there's so many things that you can really look at, right? Those are 2. Turnover differential, penalties, 3rd down conversion rate, both offensively and defensively. Time of possession, how you are in the red zone. How effective are you when it comes to getting 7 points as opposed to going for it and giving the ball up, coughing it up on downs. If you go for it on 4th down, and we've seen a ton of that in the playoffs, or perhaps settling for a field goal. There's many other statistics you can look at as well. But I'm still dumbfounded by the NFL and football in general, where they're going to tell you that the most important statistic is total offense and total defense. I disagree with that. Totally, I disagree with that. And I'll give you an example. Okay, you can be up 21-3. What are you going to do in the 4th quarter? You're going to run the ball. You're going to run it. So you may not pick up the offensive yards that you could if it was a 1-possession game. On the flip side, what are you going to do defensively? Well, your opponent's going to pass, so you're probably on your heels a little bit. You most likely give up everything that is in front of you. It can skew the numbers and say that defensively, all right, you gave a lot against the pass. It affected your total defense. But again, you got to consider the overall situation. That is why I think the most potent statistic is scoring offense and scoring defense. And I guess you can make a point very similar to what I did with total offense. I'm sure there are examples. We saw the situation when Buffalo was here where basically they let them score, right? And we've seen that, more and more of it as we advance, in the game of pro football. I mean, you go back years ago, that would never, ever, ever take place. I guess we saw it in one Super Bowl with Green Bay, but hopefully you understand what I'm trying to get at. So let's get to this game. Seattle, number one scoring defense in the NFL. The Patriots, number two scoring offense in the NFL. Seattle, number five scoring offense in the NFL. The Patriots, number four scoring defense in the NFL. If that doesn't set my point, I do not know what does, okay? I feel the same way in baseball. It's about runs scored, right? Isn't that how you win? How many runs you score a game? We talk about WAR and we talk about all this new math. And I understand it makes some sense. And, you can't determine whether or not you're coming up with the bases loaded or if you're coming up with no one on the path. So you just don't know, okay? But there's so many different ways to look at it. To me, I go old school here. It's about scoring and it's about preventing your opponent from scoring. Well, great example right here. Against Seattle, number one on defense, number five on offense. New England, number two on offense, number four on defense. Something's got to give. I totally agree with the Philly Godfather who joined us yesterday. I do think it'll be a struggle for either one of these two teams to put up 30 points. Did a little bit of fishing today, not actually out in a pond. You need a license to fish, right? Yeah, absolutely you do. I don't really fish. For those of you who do, hopefully you enjoyed yourself today. It was another beautiful day here in Jacksonville. I had it around 90 and really not much breeze at all on this Friday. Not sure where you were in Jacksonville, but, regardless of the situation, I hope you enjoyed yourself a little bit earlier this afternoon. I think the best bet, Seattle money line. That's your best play. However, man, the reward doesn't equal the risk. I would wait on this. I would sit on it and see if it drops. But at minus 230, all right, I see it right here. If you lay down $1,000, okay, you're only going to win back $1,434.78. Okay, to me, that is the best bet. But it reminds me an awful lot of when we get into March Madness and you play the top seeds and you pick one of those teams to win the overall college basketball national championship. Again, there's a lot of grinding that you got to be a part of through 6 games. And there's not a lot of reward as far as what you're going to get in return if that particular team wins. That's why to make money, it's always wise to go the other way. It's always wise to find the underdog and to lay some points and hope that, Seattle wins this game by a field goal. That would be my advice. We're going to go through a few props and a few things today. I actually wrote some down that if I was a betting man, things that I would play in this game, and I'll throw them out as we move throughout the course of the program and give you an opportunity to agree, disagree. And as I say that, you can begin to fire right now. If you have any props that you think are money makers and you want to share it with a listening audience, hit us up. 641-1010 on the text line, brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures. You can also get us on YouTube. Just go to 1010XL into the night. But, man, only $434. That is nowhere near enough as far as I am concerned by, laying the 1,000. Not going to work for me, but we'll see if it comes down. 230 right now. And, the beauty of an in-game bet is that you could wait this out. You could be patient. What if New England scores first? What if New England goes up 7-0? What if New England goes up 3-0? The overall point spread is going to change from -5, but also the money line is going to drop considerably from minus 230. You may get it down to a 150 or something like that in the first quarter. Just something to consider if you are playing this game. And I know a lot of people out there are. A lot of ways to do it with squares and all of that type of stuff. I just I don't get into that. Okay. What I do get into is, and I didn't watch it. I didn't watch it last night because it's a dog and pony show. I not a fan of award shows, and I guess it was really a disappointment. I guess they brought in a lot of folks who didn't know who, people were, and they botched a lot of names, and they tried to spice up the event by obviously bringing in non-football fans. And, what I was interested in was the Hall of Fame, and they kept you waiting and waiting and waiting. I was watching a show, but, obviously kept my eyes on Twitter and my phone to see when, in fact, it would be announced. All right. Mike Vrabel gets 19 votes, Liam Cohen 16. Coach of the Year. I thought this would be difficult for him. And obviously, the voters did not take into consideration the easy schedule that New England had. Many will say that this is the easiest path to the Super Bowl that any club has ever had. Okay. And of course, the voting was in before the playoffs. That changed for Mike Vrabel playoff wise. New England so far has taken on 3 of the top 5 defenses in the NFL. We just went through it at the very beginning of the show. They're going to be taking on the top scoring defense coming up on Sunday evening. So, yeah, okay. But this is the regular season. I don't think there was enough here given to Liam Cohen. All right. I think the city of Boston has a lot to do with this. I think the attention that they get. I think the fact that he replaced a legend and coming off of 2 4-13 seasons and turning it around. I mean, there were people a year ago in Boston that didn't think that Drake May was going to make it, that he was going to be Mac Jones all over again, and that he was going to be a bust. So some loud voices, both positive and negative, in that city. I'll get to the negative coming up a little bit. I think that was a big-time factor. Many in the national media still look at Duval as an inconvenience. They have to do more work when it comes to the Jacksonville Jaguars. I think it took a year, okay? The MVP, Trevor came in 5th. The comeback player of the year, Trevor came in, I want to say it was 5th, all right? McCaffrey won it. The coach of the year, Liam Cohen, comes in at number 2. I'm not a huge fan of individual awards in football outside of the Heisman, because I'm a longtime Heisman Trophy voter. I've always looked at football as the ultimate team game. And just look at the Patriots, for crying out loud. Vinatieri got in last night. They only have 3 guys from their team who won 6 Super Bowls who are in the Hall of Fame. Adam Vinatieri, Ty Law, and Richard Seymour. That was a team that was very replaceable. You look at every team, every Super Bowl, they replace running backs, they replace wide receivers, they replace the offensive line, they replace the entire defense, including Richard Sherman, okay? And they won as a team. So I've always looked at it that way. But the more I consider it, Liam Cohen got screwed here. He really did. And the one point that I think you can mention, or perhaps 2 points that you can mention, you got the dadgum nationally televised game at 9:30, because what would a season be like without a game in London? And you got that, and you absolutely got your doors blown off in front of a nationally televised audience. Number 2, you blew that 19-point lead in Houston. However, New England blew a 21-point lead in Foxborough to Buffalo. So in my opinion, that rubs that out of it. I think with the voters, it came to a lack of interest and a lack of knowledge. And that is the reason why Cohen ended up 3 votes behind Vrabel. It is what it is. And now he's not going to sneak up on anyone. Now the expectations are going to be there for Liam Cohen to grow, the Jaguars to get that much better. It'd be very difficult for him to win it in a season because of those very reasons. Jacksonville clearly on the map. But you just look at all the preseason stuff that will come out. It's going to be littered with Jacksonville, to win the division, Jacksonville to go deep into the playoffs. And I get that Houston is there, but I still think when it's all said and done, and Houston's gone to 3 straight divisional rounds, I still think the Jags are going to be the preseason pick to win the AFC South. All right, Aaron Beasley's going to join us in about 20 minutes. We're going to go live to Radio Row as well in our second hour and look at some props and get the very latest from Santa Clara from our good friend Rafael Esparza. Okay. It's already February, man. We're already heading to the second week of February. It's just amazing that not all of you have taken advantage of what I constantly tell you when it comes to Shmunez Vision. All right. The driving is just awful. And, I feel for you. I mean, it's all about, it's all about the I. It's all about the me. And just the way that people handle things now on the road is very disappointing, right? Very discouraging. And I hope you have the good eyesight, because if not, someone can pull right in front of you, man. You ram into them, and it's your fault, even though it wasn't your fault. I hope your eyes are where they are supposed to be. Stop putting it off, people. Make yourself an appointment today. Go to Shmunez Vision, get an examination. And again, you'll hear from Dr. Neil Shmunez, Dr. Catherine Shmunez, Dr. John Hunt. They'll take you through the entire process. If surgery is needed, whether it's something you want, like laser eye surgery, or something that just has to happen, like cataract surgery, you're talking about more than 37 years worth of experience. Check them out online. Shmunez Vision. Also go to Instagram, get all of the testimonials there. All right, our final show before the Super Bowl. We got a ton to do tonight. Going to have a whole heck of a lot of fun. When we return, let's bring up the Hall of Fame. Have a feeling we're going to hit this now and then hit it after Aaron Beasley. But we'll get into what happened last night and what did not happen with the voting. That's on the other side on a Friday edition of Into the Nights.
Great defensive play by Donovan Darius. What a game he's put in.
I'm Donovan Darius.
Donovan Darius, again, we called his name a lot.
1010XL.
Attention Northeast Florida golfers. Save hundreds on golf at premier local courses and support youth development. The First Tee of North Florida Tour Card is your key to big savings and making a difference. For just $99, you'll unlock discounted golf and offers at top courses and local businesses all year long. Plus, every tour card purchase helps fund programs that build character, confidence, and life skills for kids in our community. Grab your tour card today at tourcard.org.
Hey, it's Angela and Brian Wall. How many companies do you know in this day and age that actually want their potential customers to call their competition and get quotes from them?
That's what WindoWorld wants you to do. WindoWorld knows there are other window companies out there, but we also know those other guys. When compared to WindoWorld, they can't offer you the quality at the price that WindoWorld can.
And with WindoWorld, you get the absolute best guarantee there is in the window replacement business.
If anything goes wrong with your new WindoWorld windows, 5 years from now, 10, 15, 50, WindoWorld and I will be there to fix it for you. You get peace of mind with WindoWorld, and to top it off, WindoWorld windows increase the value of your home. So look what you get with WindoWorld. Quality windows, low price, the best guarantee in the business, energy savings, and an increase in the value of your home. A win-win for you.
Call WindowWorld today and get your free in-home estimate, or see them online at windowworldneflorida.com.
WindoWorld, simply the best for less. Thank you for your business.
Window World also offers energy-efficient doors.
Don't miss the Bari Breakdown with Dr. George Bari on XL Primetime Wednesdays around 1:35 for the latest in sports injuries from all the big names in the game. Who's MIA? Who's coming back? Dr. George Bari on XL Primetime Wednesdays at 1:35 on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
There's joy in every RV journey. Your journey starts at the Jacksonville RV Mega Show, Thursday, February 5th through Sunday the 8th at the Jacksonville Equestrian Center. It's Northeast Florida's largest RV show with hundreds of RVs on display with lifestyle booths. Adults $10, kids under 12 free. Seniors get $1 off Thursday. Military and first responders get $1 off every day. Thursday through Saturday from 10 to 5, Sunday 10 to 4. The Jacksonville RV Mega Show at the Jacksonville Equestrian Center.
It's your boy, Big Sirs, your lemon pepper guy. And we're in the red zone for the big game. You know I don't play when it comes to Wingstop. Here's the play call. You got to pre-order your wings by Saturday to beat the rush. Spend $50 or more, and I'm going to help you score a free large ranch. Just add the large ranch to your cart and use promo code BIGGAME. And check out that Wingstop app or wingstop.com. Spend just $50 on Wingstop pre-order by Saturday and add that free large ranch with your promo code BIGGAME.
Hi, I'm Sean Monahan from Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach, celebrating our 49th annual Valentine's Day sale. Come see our hand-picked inventory of thousands of pieces of fine jewelry, diamonds, and gemstones. This Valentine's Day, we have big discounts with jewelry for any budget. And with interest-free financing, you'll get the jewelry you love with a monthly payment you can afford. Monahans will also give you cash for your unwanted gold or silver, or trade it in for new jewelry and get greater value. Monahan Jewelers Valentine's Day sale with big savings in our entire inventory. Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach.
Roses are red, Florida gets hotter, and your AC is about to ruin the mood. If your system barely survived last summer, now's the time to replace it before the real heat comes back swinging. Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic, and Air Conditioning makes it easy. No surprises, no runaround. And with our Sweetheart AC deals, get $750 off a new AC system when you install by March 15th. Fall in love with an AC that keeps it cool without the stress, and call now for a free estimate. 904-862-6769, duckrooter.com.
In the game of vehicle performance and reliability, Atlantic Infinity is always the top pick. This is Hayes Carlion. Did you know that every certified pre-owned Infinity is inspected, factory backed, with a limited warranty, and gets the same championship level service as a brand new Infinity? Every mile will feel like first class. Check out their full certified inventory now at AtlanticInfinity.com or visit Atlantic Infinity off Atlantic near St. John's Bluff.
1010XL, presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Tonight's show brought to you by the Alexander Law Practice. We'll get into that in just a couple of minutes, but the Hall of Fame voting is in. The Hall of Fame voting is broken. The system is broken. And here we are in a time where things have become so ridiculously lenient. Guys are getting into every Hall of Fame that frankly don't deserve to be there. Okay? And I think the NFL, for the most part, has done it right. Maybe the veterans, there's one or two here and there that I would look at. Certainly baseball has really lowered itself. You know, again, I don't care if Carlos Beltran was a switch hitter. Carlos Beltran's not a Hall of Famer. Scott Rowland's not a Hall of Famer. Jeff Kent's not a Hall of Famer. Okay? I mean, this has just been way too much. Jim Cott. Okay? It goes on and on and on. Ron Santo. They're starting to put guys that were very, very good. It's okay to be very, 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 very good and not a Hall of Famer. So we're seeing the watered-down Hall of Fames, yet for one reason or another, football writers are just pissed. And for a second year in a row, they have elected not to put 5 modern-era players in. They only did 3 a year ago with Gates, Eric Allen, Jared Allen. Last night, and Aaron actually got 4 of the 5 right. Fitzgerald, Breeze, Vinatieri, and Kuechly. I also thought that Terrell Suggs would get in last night. So you could have as many as 8. You could vote for the 3 in the, veteran era. You could vote for all 3. You got to get 80% of the vote. There were 5 guys. Okay, only 1 got 80%, and that's Roger Craig. So Kenny Anderson, no. L.C. Greenwood, no. We got the leak on Bob Kraft. We got the leak on Bill Belichick. I look around, and I still can't believe that Reggie Wayne is not a Hall of Famer. I cannot believe that Torrey Holt is not a Hall of Famer, that Terrell Suggs is not a Hall of Famer, Frank Gore, Jason Witten, Fred Taylor is not a Hall of Famer. We're dealing with writers who hold petty grudges. Quick PSA. If you're holding a grudge, the only person it's affecting is you. Doesn't affect anyone else. Doesn't affect anyone in your building. Doesn't affect anyone professionally. It certainly doesn't affect anyone else personally. If you're holding a grudge, it's only on you. Number two, we've seen guys go overboard to make a point. Look at Belichick. Look at Ron Borges, the longtime Hall of Fame voter, a guy cited for plagiarism, for crying out loud. He wouldn't even introduce Belichick as a nominee, as, the guy that is supposed to be making the case for him to go in. Can you imagine if Sam Kavaris, if all of a sudden we heard he would not make a case for Tom Coughlin or wouldn't make a case for Baselli or Smith or Taylor? It's absurd, right? It's unthinkable. Well, that goes on in a place like Boston. Why? Petty argument, petty situation. Borges holds a grudge. We know that Bill Polian holds a massive grudge. Tony Dungy holds a grudge. Tony Dungy's been asked 77 times, who did you vote for? He won't say it. You know why he won't say it? Because he didn't vote for Bill Belichick, and he doesn't want to get criticized for it. So, how do you fix a broken system? Deion Sanders, a little bit earlier today, was asked that, and here's what Primetime had to say.
Matter of fact, I don't even know who got in.
Luke Kuechly, Larry Fitzgerald, Roger Craig got in.
Okay. Roger Craig should have been got in a long time ago.
And Adam Vinatieri.
That's good.
That's good. But you're naming guys.
You got some guy. Okay. Like anytime I throw up a guy, I could throw up a guy that he was better than.
Yeah.
I could throw up guys that Darren Winston is better than. Yeah. I could throw up guys that Asante Samuel is better than.
Yeah.
Fred Taylor is better than quite a few guys that got in there. Okay. I could throw up guys. I just don't understand the process sometimes. It's like you use the process for this guy, but not for that guy. Matter of fact,
So he's making the point that players, Hall of Famers, should have a vote. And I threw this on Twitter. I said, I agree, because of the reason I just gave you, because of the grudge that does take place. And someone said, oh, players have far more longer lasting grudges than writers. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Really? Did you just say that? Have you ever witnessed the 50-yard line at the end of a football game? It's like soft porn. They're holding one another. They're hugging. They're smiling. I mean, one side, the losing one, is already over the freaking loss at midfield. And fans take that with them for days and weeks and months and years in a lifetime. And the players are there doing what? Signing jerseys, posing for photos, sticking a tongue in the air, grabbing one another. So don't tell me that the players hold a grudge longer than sports writers, okay? Because you're wrong. You're 100% totally wrong, okay? Now, there's going to be a few. Go read John Grisham in Bleachers. Maybe you'll get over it, all right? But don't waste our time by telling us that players hold on to it longer than sports writers, because I totally, absolutely disagree with that. And I just gave you maybe the best example that you can get. Deion Sanders thinks the voting should be by the Hall of Fame players. Let's do it that way. And on top of it, let's come out and see your ballot. Let's see who you voted for. Everything changes right in front of our life, right? We're going to go to 18 games. We're going to go to playing internationally. Every single team is going to be a part of it. Getting up and playing a pro football game at 9:30. Everything changes. Move back to PAT. Change the kickoff rule. Change the Hall of Fame process. The writers and former coaches like Tony Dungy, they're getting it wrong. I agree with Deion Sanders. I think this is the way it should go. Certainly sounds positive for Fred Taylor, and I didn't make up my decision based on that solely. Okay? I mean, I'm not that minuscule, okay? But I wanted to play it for you nonetheless, because it was great to hear him bring up, 3 names, and one of them was Fred Taylor. All right, thank you to the Alexander Law Practice. Again, if you have been injured, let's be honest about this. If you've been personally injured and it happened in a car accident, okay, your car may be totaled, you may be injured physically. There's no retainer fee. You're never going to come out of pocket. So a lot of people are intimidated about calling a law practice because, they feel you're going to have to come up with $2,500 or $5,000 or something along those lines. No, that's not the case. And that is absolutely not the case at the Alexander Law Practice. No consultation fee. Again, you'll never come out of pocket. Then you start firing away and telling Rick Alexander exactly what has happened to you and what your current status is. Everything will be put into motion. A very caring package, and one that will hopefully be very plentiful for you when it's all said and done. Rick's involved with every single one of the individuals that he takes on. He doesn't push it off to others like a lot of law firms do, okay? Not to say he does not surround himself with incredibly talented lawyers. He does. But the way that Rick Alexander works, he's going to give you that individual attention. A couple of ways that you can check him out, okay? 400-6600, make a call, free consultation, or your best bet, just go to Alexander Law Practice. That's Alexander Law Practice. Aaron Beasley joins us next on Into the Night.
Streaming live from the XL Digital Studios, polished by Harbor Dental Care, the locally owned smile restoration experts.
Jimerson Burr is a full-service, Florida-based commercial law firm that has experience and capabilities to handle any legal issue a business is confronted with. Learn more about what they can do for you at jimersonfirm.com.
Instant Keys is turning 25, a quarter century of saving the day when your keys mysteriously vanish.
Seriously, it was just in my pocket.
Or when that remote fob decides to quit working.
The dealership is such a hassle.
For 25 years, Instant Keys has been the go-to locksmith service for car keys, house keys, transponders, re-keys, and even high-tech smart locks. You don't have to go to the dealer. Instant Keys comes to you. For honest, professional locksmith service, use Instant Keys.
Hey, Jacksonville, I'm sure by now you've seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We are an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We are committed to customer service, reliability, and have unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today. GFL, Green for Life.
David Garrard here. Playing in the NFL can put a lot of wear and tear on your body, especially your knees. Southeast Orthopedic Specialist has kept me mobile and ready to tackle every day.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialist.
This is former NFL quarterback David Garrard. If your knees have taken a beating and you're finally ready to do something about it, then let Southeast Orthopedic take a look. Come on, do your knees a favor.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialist.
Hey folks, Rick Ballou here from the Blue Crab Crab House. February means the Mardi Gras menu returns to the Blue Crab Crab House. Gumbo, shrimp Orleans, blackened redfish, appetizers, dessert, and more. This includes, of course, their regular menu where you get crabs from the Alaskan waters, the Canadian waters, the Southern Georgia waters. It's only at the Blue Crab Crab House. Doors open at 4:30, San Jose, and of course, Julington Creek Road.
I used to dread going to the dentist. Every visit felt like a sales pitch with constant upselling, surprise fees on my bill, and I could never get in when I needed to. But Harbor Dental Care? Totally different. They saw me the next day, gave me honest pricing up front, and even set me up with a payment plan I could actually afford. No pressure, no surprise charges, just kind people who get it. If you want to experience dentistry the way it should be, book your appointment today at harbordental.care. That's HARBOUR dental.care.
What's up, Duval? I'm Chad Valamek, owner of Purple Heart Pools, Jacksonville's veteran-owned pool company for over 10 years. We specialize in new pool construction and pool renovations, built on military values, integrity, communication, attention to detail, and honor. Now is the perfect time to start your pool project, so when the heat hits, your pool is ready. As an Iraq War veteran and Purple Heart recipient, pride in what I do is everything. Let me show you the difference in how my team and I execute your pool project with military precision. Call Purple Heart Pools, Jacksonville's veteran pool company.
Are you looking for a place to outfit your truck or van? It's Catlin Truck Accessories. For 105 years and 4 generations, Catlin is the name you can count on. This is Keith Catlin, and we know trucks and vans too, from Lear toppers, ladder racks, van shelving, strobe lighting, roll and lock bed covers, and everything in between. If you want quality products and great customer service, there's only one name. It's Catlin.
Who can you count on? Count on Catlin.
For 105 years, you can count on Catlin.
It's Cancer Prevention Month, and Ackerman Urology reminds you to stay ahead of prostate, bladder, and kidney health. Get a yearly checkup, ask about a screening, and make self-checks a habit. To make an appointment at one of 4 locations, visit AckermanUrology.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch. Here's another call on the 1010XL hotline, driven by Key Buick GMC, home of the lifetime powertrain warranty.
All right, let's bring in Killer Bees. He is Aaron Beasley, and he joins Rick Ballou as we go into the night. What do you say, Aaron?
What's up, my golf buddy?
How you doing, man? Hey, last time we played, it was nice. I ain't getting out there this week, man. It's been brutal.
Yeah, well, next week is the week. I feel like winter is over. You know, we get those quick winters down here.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to be in Arizona next week, so when I get back, it's time to start playing, no doubt about it. But
Let's go.
you know, Facebook gives you memories, and I pull up memories every day, and I'm on a golf course somewhere in town, so I don't know what to make of it, man. It's been really ridiculous the last couple of weeks here.
Yeah, I tried to go out there last Saturday, me and Cleo Lemon, and we played Queens.
Okay.
By time we hit that back 9,
oh yeah,
man, where the water is, we turned around quick.
Yeah, no doubt about it. All right, hey, we talked during the season, but it's been a bit. I'm thinking at least the last few weeks, and then certainly the playoff loss to Buffalo. But just overall, Aaron, your thoughts on the entire season for the Jaguars?
Man, I look at it like no one expected what we saw this year. Not in 1 year a turnaround like that. But then I went back and researched, and I looked at last year, and I'm like, man, we were in probably 10 of those games that we lost.
Oh yeah.
And it's like, you know, this game is all about making the plays, holding on to the ball, no misassignments. You can't be penalizing yourself. And it seemed like to go all year, we played the right way, and then it felt like the playoff game we went back to us from last year. And that's what it felt like.
Yeah.
You know, we were making the mistakes. We gave up the big play with the seam route. That, man, I don't even want to talk about the push. That was like, hey, I can only feel their pain because we played a spring game last year, and we got pushed for 80-yard touchdown.
Right. What did you think of the scheme with Anthony Campanile? And there was a lot of guys who improved, certainly Devin Lloyd, but you know, if you go to the secondary, certainly what Antonio Johnson was able to do, what Buster Brown was able to do. It looked like Jarian Jones was benched, and then when Lewis got hurt, he came back and played well. What did you make of that scheme?
I love it. I mean, when I look at it, I feel like there's a little Dom Capers in there. You know, there's a lot of disguise. You don't know where guys are coming from. The coverage is held late, so the quarterback has to read on the run. I feel like that put us in the best opportunity to make plays because, you know, when I was here, the offense was making all the plays, and it was like we were just out there trying not to give up too much because we knew we were going to score 30 points a game. But when Coach Capers got here, it became us making plays, us keeping the offense alive because sometimes, I mean, that conference, we had Baltimore, we had Tennessee, and the Steelers, and the defenses were premium back then. But I feel like what he's doing is like a lot of zone blitz, and I love it, man, because when you got nickels and corners and safety coming, you add some speed to that blitz, and I feel like it helps everybody to make plays because the ball has to come out quicker.
Aaron Beasley, our guest, one of the great defensive backs in Jaguars history. He joins Rick Ballou here on Into the Night. Okay, I thought this team, what was really remarkable about them this past year, Aaron, is that in very down moments, like, getting blown out in London and blown a 19-point lead in Houston, they didn't let it affect them, and they were able to respond. On the flip side, when they got huge wins, going out to Denver and winning other big wins, they didn't read positive press clippings. I thought Liam Cohen and the staff kept them very even keel. Your thoughts on that and what you think it's going to be like now during the offseason, because all the pundits are really going to have very high expectations for the Jaguars.
I would say high expectations are a good thing to have, that confidence that they can take into this off season, because they did that in 1 year. Imagine under the leadership of Liam next year when they can really put some more plays in, design some better, just some more stuff that confuses the defenses. I feel like Liam is the guy, man. I think we also say Duval instead of Duval. We got to go with his way of saying it, man. But I just feel like he is such a great leader, and he won't allow that kind of stuff. He brings that energy, and you can see that all they think about is the next play, the play at hand. And that's how you have to be in this game, because thinking too far down the line, you lose momentum. And we were just talking today, I was talking to Buddy today, and momentum is so much of a factor in every game, even good momentum. I mean, we lost the game to Houston, but, everybody says, oh, we should have barely beat the Raiders. But any win in the NFL is a great win, because I don't care who the team is, what their record is. These guys get paid. They're great athletes. They're some of the best athletes in the world, and they're going to come play every game.
All right, last one for you, Aaron. What's the one area of concern, the one thing that you believe needs to be fixed most as we head to this year?
O-line. I love the way we play together. I love all that, but to me, we got to have a guy like a Big Surse or Big Boselli, who's just a mean, nasty, bench press 225 like 50 times, just beat people up and maul people. I feel like that is the best prospect just because it protects Trevor. I mean, I feel like, the way we can run the ball and the design of the scheme, O-line is the most important part of every team in football.
No doubt. I agree with that 100%. All right, Super Bowl 60, who do you got?
I got Seattle, man. I feel like they have the better overall team. And plus, I'm tired of New England, And, I can't cheer for a team in the AFC. That's against my rules of engagement,
Right.
AFC, I want everybody to lose in AFC. So I just feel like Seattle just has a better team. I like Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold's story is a great story, where he went and where he started and where he's begun. I mean, and last year, the way it ended for him, who can't be cheering for that guy?
Yeah. Good points. We'll see what happens. Going to be a whole heck of a lot of fun. Aaron Beasley, ladies and gentlemen. Killer Bees, always a lot of fun. Thank you.
All right, hit me up, man. Let's get on that course next week.
Let's do it. No doubt about
right,
it, man. We just need Mother Nature to do her part, for crying out loud.
I'm a weatherman. I'm a part-time weatherman. We are good.
All right. Sounds good. Thank you, Aaron. Take care. There he goes. Aaron Beasley, ladies and gentlemen. One of the great defensive backs to ever play here. And he's long off the tee and accurate off the tee. Short game. Could use a little bit of work, okay? I'm just saying. But, hey, we could all use some work. But he is a lot of fun to play golf with. And I didn't have any time. I was going to ask him about the staff returning, because oftentimes we talk about yesteryear and, his coaches. And Coughlin was able to keep a ton of them, and he started losing coordinators, right? Started losing Dick Duran, started losing Kevin Gilbride and losing Chris Palmer and coaches like that. But the continuity is really big. And I would think that this is it for Campanile, and that this is it for Udinski. If Jacksonville is as successful as what most believe they are going to be, those coaches are going to move on and be head coaches in the NFL. All right, let's grab some of your feedback on things I've thrown out. The Hall of Fame voting process. I'd love to get your comments on that. Matt Stafford wins the MVP and announces he's coming back. And on top of that, Cliff Kingsbury added to the staff in Los Angeles today. Hey, Jim Schwartz is all of a sudden available. He has resigned as defensive coordinator with the Cleveland Browns.
Your home for Gators Hoops is 1010XL.
Florida's front court is on fire as they bring the heat to the hardwood at Texas A&M. Gators Aggies. Tomorrow at 8 on 1010XL.
Welcome to Key Buick GMC, proudly family-owned and operated since 1943. Come see why they're North Florida's new and pre-owned truck center, conveniently located on Southside and JTB, just minutes from the St. John's Town Center. At Key Buick GMC, every new vehicle comes with our lifetime powertrain warranty. Key Buick GMC, we are professional grade. Online at keybuickgmc.com. Lifetime powertrain warranty covers engine, transmission, drivetrain only. Exclusions apply. See dealer for details.
DivorceMenOnly.com. This is Kenny Lay of Kenny Lay & Associates. Our firm specializes in representing men in family law. That's all we do. That's our only focus. We can help with all of your family law needs, such as divorce, custody, alimony, and child support. For over a decade, we have helped thousands of men with these types of issues. We even have an appellate division ready to challenge a judge's ruling. If you need a family law attorney, go to DivorceMenOnly.com. DivorceMenOnly.com. Offices, Jacksonville.
This date in sports history is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On February 6, 2005, the New England Patriots defeated the Philadelphia Eagles 24-21 in Super Bowl 39. That was held right here in Jacksonville, Florida.
Hello, I'm Ed Jackson, president of Ned Jackson Income Tax. Ned Jackson Income Tax has been preparing tax returns in Jacksonville for over 80 years. Our tax preparers at Ned Jackson Income Tax have years of knowledge and experience to help you get your highest possible tax refund and are fully trained on all IRS updates, including the One Big Beautiful Bill. Visit one of Ned Jackson's 4 locations, including our downtown office at 255 North Liberty Street. That's Ned Jackson Income Tax, 356-0349.
Living on Amelia Island, having fun in Fernandina Beach? No matter what brings you to the fun, cozy town, make sure you check out the tap room at Mocama Beer Company. With a full flight of craft creations, from the Cosmico IPA to the Motor, the perfect pilsners and lagers, matching memories and some Mocama magic is what it's all about. Mocama Beer Company in Fernandina Beach, near the big water where the sun is born. And look for more Mocama craft at your local Total Wine or ABC Liquors.
Low mortgage rates are back. Listen, Loan Pronto has fixed rate mortgages with APRs as low as 4.89%. It's the lowest in years. Hey, gang, Prosser here. Smart homeowners are taking advantage of this while they can. If you got stuck in a 6% loan, you can lower your payment big time. Or you can keep your primary mortgage intact, get cash out, equity with Loan Pronto's rapid equity loans. One homeowner just got $250,000 out of their home. They paid off all their credit cards, some car loans, and cut their monthly expense by $2,000. Call now. See what option works best for you, but don't miss this big rate drop of 2026. Ask about new home loans, VA loans, full cash out refis, or their famous rapid equity loan. You can close in less than 2 weeks. You may be able to skip your next 2 house payments altogether. Call 904-999-1508 or visit loanpronto.com. No hard credit pull. 904-999-1508. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781. APR for well-qualified buyers. Visit
NMLSConsumerAccess.org.
Fence problems? The old one falling apart and leaning over? Well, if it's time for a new one, call Duval Fence today at 260-4747 for a quality job. Restore the look and privacy you expect. Trust the experts. DuvalFence.com.
The best value for golf in Jacksonville remains Cimarron, totally reestablished with new tee boxes, improved fairways and greens, also a brand new restaurant with indoor and outdoor settings, and live music. Join the Wild One loyalty program online at Cimarron Golf. When's the last time you played Cimarron? Cimarron Golf Club on 210, the Wild One.
Hey, I'm Tony from Tony D's Pizza. People ask me all day long, is it the water that makes the difference? Well, yes and no. Even water can't make a good pizza. It's the ingredients, too. The best tomatoes, the best flour, and the best cheese. Oh, and a lot of love. Tony D's New York Pizza, Bay Meadows and 295.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focus, fueled, fearless, Farah. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
All right, getting a lot of response on Killer Bees on our YouTube at 1010XL Into the Night. A lot of good things being said about Aaron Beasley, and most agree when it comes to the offensive line. My first two picks on Friday, okay, because they don't have a first rounder on Thursday. They do. His name is Travis Hunter, and I'm going to begin the second hour on Travis Hunter and maybe, possibly, some comments that you missed that Liam Cohen had to say about Travis Hunter. Again, we'll begin that in about 9 minutes. That's a radio tease for you. But I go defensive tackle and offensive line. That's where I'm going my first and second selection. Vinny Walton on YouTube says, fortunately, I just watch football and the commercials. Being a non-betting guy is good for every single one of your living organs, okay? I actually had a little bit of success in the day gambling, and I've told this story before, and it's true. Okay, I'm not talking about the weather now. This is true. The reason why I gave up gambling is because I'd have $100 on the Browns-Bengals, and one of my young daughters would be like grabbing my leg, dying for my attention, and I would look up and be like, cool, first down. Then all of a sudden I look up 10 seconds later, and I'd see a zebra with a holding sign, knowing that instead of it being 1st and 10, it was now, 3rd and 20, and it affected me. And if it's going to affect me, then it affected my kids. So I got out of it, and I just never went back. And I talk about it. I know I will go back at some point. Let's face it, I'm going to end up living alone. I'm not going to have many people around me. I'm going to need things to do. And I think becoming a degenerate gambler is certainly on the horizon, but it's not in the now. Now, look at this guy right here. Whole Merchant. Make sure you bet the Children's College Fund on the Seahawks. It's a can't miss. I want to agree with you. I do. It just feels so easy. It really does. But why is it only 4.5 and 5? If it's so easy, and the public, which is wrong all the time, is betting on Seattle, but the wise guys are picking Seattle. We're starting to get a few wise guys now going the other way, saying, give me 5 points. I'll take New England in this game. See, I really see a low-scoring game. And obviously, the lower scoring game that you do have, I think the chances are better that the team getting points covers. If it becomes a shootout and it goes deep into the 20s or it goes into the 30s, then I think there's an opportunity for Seattle to run away. I do think that Seattle ends up running away. I'm looking at I said it earlier today, with Hayes on Duval Rundown. If I had to make a prediction, I'd say Seattle 27, New England 14. How about you, Aaron? What do you got for the game coming up on Sunday?
Yeah, I have it close. A lot of people think Seattle's gonna run away with this. I don't think so. I have it 30-27 Seattle.
Okay.
So I do have Seattle winning. I just think it's going to be closer than what people think. If the Patriots are good, you don't get to the Super Bowl by luck. You don't have the success that they have by luck. Yeah, I mean, did they benefit from an easy schedule? Sure, but, they had to get here.
So if I put the imaginary $10,000 on the table, you would take New England plus the 4.5 plus the 5.
I would.
Yeah.
Yep.
I would go the other way. I think that I don't believe that New England can pass protect against this outstanding front four from Seattle. And I think that's going to be the difference in the game. Drake May, again, no status. He worked in full today, yesterday, and Wednesday. Working in full both yesterday and today with the oblique is Sam Darnold for Seattle. But he has been sacked 5 times in each and every one of these 3 playoff games. And again, you're taking on just a ferocious defense. As we said earlier in the program, New England's easy move throughout the regular season has been highly documented, and we've talked about it too. But they did get 3 really good defensive teams, not offensive teams. Right? I mean, C.J. Stroud, again, he was like Charles Manson out there. He was helter-skelter. He was all over the place. You got Jarrett Stidham, and you got, Justin Herbert with a torn-up offensive line. Here's another thing with the voting. You realize someone last night voted for Justin Herbert to win the MVP? Whoever that was, that vote should be taken away. Don't give me, you can do whatever you want. You've put in your time. You've earned your vote. That's a crying shame, okay? Someone voted for Phillip Rivers for Comeback Player of the Year. What has happened to the voting process? This stuff is supposed to be serious. Phillip Rivers? What did he go, 0-4? I think he did.
That was like the best 0-3 that I've ever seen in my life. I mean, he didn't go 0-3 because of them.
Okay.
Because of him.
So would you consider voting for him?
No.
Over McCaffrey?
No.
Right.
But
how about Justin Herbert for MVP?
No, not even close.
I mean,
No,
come on, people. You got to take these votes seriously. I take the Heisman Trophy voting incredibly seriously. There were times years ago where I voted all the time for the Atlantic Coast Conference. I don't even submit my ballot anymore because I think it would be unfair. Okay? First off, it's a joke conference. And secondly, I'm sorry. I can't go into great depth when you're talking about Wake Forest and Duke and Virginia and Boston College. I can't do it. So if I'm going to fill out a ballot, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to fill it with people that I know coming from Florida State, Miami, Clemson, maybe a tiny bit of Georgia Tech, maybe a tiny bit of Virginia Tech, but that's basically it, unless it's blatantly obvious. The voting process, man, I don't know what to do. Maybe we're getting into a situation, and don't laugh at it, that this thing in a year or two may simply come down to, maybe not a year or two, but let's say 5 years down the road. You know who votes? You know who tells us who's in and who's not? AI.
This is 1010XL.
Who's having a good time?
Jacksonville Sports Radio.
Greenlaw Group is for the insured. If you think you have roof damage, call 904-302-7055 today, and they will schedule you a free roof inspection. Trust their law firm to help you fight your insurance when you need it. These storms can cause damage you may not even see yet. Call Greenlaw Group 302-7055. There's no cost to retain their law firm and no cost to have your roof inspected. They only get paid if you win. Greenlaw Group, for the insured.
If you've run out of ideas for Valentine's Day, see what's on 1010XL's gift list from
Beard's Diamonds,
Wicca Candle Bar,
Kuhn Flowers,
and Peter Brook Chocolatier
at 1010XL.com.
Happy Valentine's Day.
For nearly 60 years, Green Acres Sporting Goods at the corner of Normandy and Hammond Boulevard has been Jacksonville's trusted name for the outdoors. From archery to hunting and fishing and more, their expert staff helps you get it right the first time. Right now, stop in and try the newest bows by Hoyt and Matthews and get dialed in before spring. Gear up today at greenacresporting.com.
Are you ready to reclaim your backyard? Serving Northeast Florida since 1977, Surfside Pools is the trusted name for expert pool design. Family owned and operated, they offer pool service, equipment repairs, commercial maintenance, remodels, and new pool construction. Let Surfside Pools transform your backyard into the oasis that you crave. Are you ready to float happy? Visit surfsidepools.net or call 246-2666. Surfside Pools and Spas, where luxury meets leisure.
License number CPC 044080.
Home of the Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Everybody, Mike Dempsey here, and the cooler weather is upon us. Folks, it's the perfect time to try the new breakfast sandwich from Dandy Foods. A hearty one, too. A twin-pack cinnamon swirl and country sausage. You get the sweet first, then the salty kicks in, and trust me, they are addicting. And you'll find them all at daily stores around town. So the next time you're out and about, stop and get all that deliciousness in less than a minute from Dandy. Just one more reason to go out and make yours a Dandy, and do it today.
Hey, it's Taylor. Valentine's Day is quickly approaching. Don't fall into the same routine of last-minute grocery store runs, picked-over flowers, and forgettable chocolates. Make a new play this year with a gift from Peterbrook Chocolatier. Choose from beautifully crafted artisan chocolates or a gift basket filled with the perfect mix of sweet, salty, crunchy, and creamy treats. With 15 North Florida locations, you likely drove past one today. Up your game this Valentine's Day with a gift that truly impresses. Find your closest location at peterbrook.com. That's peterbrook.com.
Let's talk about the sound no homeowner wants to hear. Drip, drip, drip. Still dripping. That's exactly why Duck Duck Rooter created the Love Your Pipes promotion. Plumbing problems don't scare us. Not with years of experience and honest upfront pricing on our side. Right now, you can get free plumbing assessment on all fixtures with any paid plumbing service. It's the smart move to fix the issue now before it becomes bigger. So when you're stuck, call the Duck, 904-862-6769, duckduckrooter.com.
Lauren Brooks here for Terminix. When mice and rats show up in your home or business, they can be a real pain. You need them out fast, before they have time to multiply. Terminix knows how to shut down rodents and will keep them from coming back to wreak more havoc. When rodents show up, so does Terminix. Don't live with a rodent problem, Terminix it. Visit Terminix.com today to schedule a free inspection online just like I did. That's TERMINIX.com. TERMINIX.com.
When your home or business deserves more than ordinary glass, you trust the experts. Capital Glass and Shower Doors has been elevating spaces for over 40 years with precision, craftsmanship, and clean, modern design. From sleek frameless shower enclosures to elegant glass railings, wine cabinets, and any custom glass that makes a statement, Capital Glass delivers unmatched quality, service, and attention to detail. Your vision, their expertise. Capital Glass and Shower Doors at capcoglass.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
All right, let me ask you straight up. Hour number 2 with Rick Ballou, Aaron Williams with you tonight till 8. Does Shaq Griffin, Jason Myers, Eric Salbert, Kayvon Chason, Chad Muma, D'Ernest Johnson, or Josh Dobbs mean anything to you? Because those are the 7 former Jaguars who will be playing in the Super Bowl coming up on Sunday. I think we all know about Kayvon Chason. What an unbelievable year. Many of you may not have known about Chad Muma. Basically a special teams guy. He'll be active, but he'll be a 4-core special teams guy. D'Ernest Johnson, Josh Dobbs, probably not going to be a part of it, right? Unless May gets hurt. And Travion Henderson's kind of gone away for New England. It's been all Stevenson as of late. Seattle Shaq Griffin, he was never the same after the injury. Jason Myers, man, he was a good kicker. He was. He just, problem with him was PATs and Sauerbert as a tight end. So there you go. I think it was, let me see here. It may have been on, it was McAfee. Okay. Very telling quote by Liam Cohen this week that may have been missed by Jaguars fans, okay? And before I give you the quote, I want you to take into consideration this. Liam Cohen is incredibly transparent. And you can go to his initial press conference here. Okay, I was the one who asked him if he was going to call plays, and he said he was. But if you go on further in that press conference when he talked about just how important running the football was and situations throughout the course of the year, okay, questions that he was asked, the answers that he gave was night and day from Coughlin, night and day from Del Rio, night and day from Doug Peterson. Okay? I mean, just he actually does not mind telling you what he believes, and it's not tomfoolery. It's not, let's throw this out there, make people think this, and then we'll do that. No. He believes what he says. Well, he goes on with McAfee, and he's asked the obligatory, Travis Hunter question. And again, the lack of true knowledge by national members of the media and fans when it comes to the injury of Travis Hunter. People will keep on saying, and you're going to hear it and you're going to read it. Oh, he couldn't handle the grind of an NFL season by playing both ways. He can't do it's wrong. It was a freak injury, a non-contact drill at the Miller Electric Center. Here's the quote when he was asked about, is he moving to one side of the football? Quote, I think Travis Hunter can absolutely handle playing on both sides of the ball. He has the craziest conditioning of any athlete I've ever been around, and he doesn't get tired. End of quote. Phenomenal. It feels like so many, including a lot locally here, want to hear he's a corner. He's a corner, maybe a package here and there at wide receiver. All right? And what's really disappointing about this is when he went down midweek, you had the Brian Thomas Jr. situation. We were told, again, by an honest Liam Cohen, that things were going to change. That was supposed to be the week in which Travis Hunter was really going to be the clear-cut number one in the featured wide receiver. He picked up a lot of yards in the second half in that blowout against Los Angeles. And, until the injury was announced, it was a pretty good feeling about, this is going to be cool. This is going to be fun for the fans. This is going to be fun for the media. What's it going to be? Because I remember my first, 5, 6, 7 games here sitting, why is he not being targeted enough? And, we can go back to 2 years ago. Remember, Jacksonville has the lead in Miami, and I want to say it was 4 receptions, 74 yards for Brian Thomas Jr. in the 2024 opener against the Dolphins. Everything changed after the ETN fumble, but they never even threw him the football in the third or fourth quarter. And it was like amazement. It's like, what's Doug Peterson doing? What's Press Taylor doing? And I kind of felt that way early on, throw the ball to Hunter. So we expected to see him as the featured guy, and then he went down. But again, there's going to be a lot of ignorance out there. And you get it as Jags fans, so you can correct whoever says this in any way that you desire. But don't let someone say, oh, he couldn't handle the grind, because that's not true. All right? If he was carried off the field, then there's no argument. You can't fight it. But in this case, you can. I think what we got here from Liam Cohen, who's going to be told, and he's going to read it. I don't know what he does as far as the media. I don't know how. Coaches always kind of play the role that they don't listen, they don't read. Many do. Okay, I don't know that. But he's going to continuously say that it's time to put Hunter on one side of the football. This quote right here says, that's not what I'm doing. He's still going to play offense, and he's still going to play defense. Now, if I had to make a guess, I think because of the obvious, and Gladstone said that in his season-ending presser, if you look what's going on right now with what you have on offense, especially after bringing in Jacoby Myers, and what you have now on defense, where they got tough decisions, including, can they bring back Buster Brown? They're going to lose Greg Newsome. You're going to have Lewis coming back. Again, I keep reading these mock drafts, man. I see corner in the second round. I'm like, what are you talking about? No, you don't need a corner in the second round. You need a defensive tackle in the second round. You can re-sign Buster Brown. You're going to have Lewis for at least one more year, and you're going to have Travis Hunter. You don't need a corner in the second round. All right, see, safety. You don't need a safety in the second round. You can have Caleb Ransaw. You need a defensive tackle. That's what you need. Just wanted to throw that out to you. I thought it was pretty interesting when I did see it. I don't know if you've seen this, Aaron, but I have, and it really popped up on like maybe Wednesday, and it continued through the last couple of days, and I can't figure it out. But Kay Adams is getting just destroyed on Radio Row, and it's like, whoa here, what's going on? Because listen, I always really have liked Kay Adams. I thought she was spectacular on Good Morning Football. And that was a much better, when Burleson was there and she was there, I never had any respect for Schrager or Brandt. I just think they're clowns. But Adams was really good, and Burleson on that show was really, really good. Now, I haven't seen anything about her, okay? I guess she moved on to FanDuel or something like that. I haven't watched her show. But I always thought very knowledgeable, great personality, obviously very easy on the eyes. All of a sudden, I'm reading that she's a flirt. All of a sudden, I'm reading that she's really bad at interviewing these players. And in a wrestling term, Aaron, we've watched this young lady go from face to heel, unlike a reporter that I can think of in recent history who didn't do something so blatantly obvious. There's been reporters who've gone from good to bad because they did something, said something. But this is just something that I've witnessed this week.
Yeah, I haven't seen exactly what you're referring to, but I've seen a few of her work. Like she's done a few interviews with guys like Devontae Adams, and I believe she had another one with I think she did one with Drake May. I think earlier this year or something like that. Well, but I've
Cooper DeJean was
Cooper
one.
DeJean. Maybe that's what I was thinking of. But she's done good work. I don't. Well, what exactly? They're just saying that she's.
Well, here's an example. Here's one that says, quote, "I didn't realize how bad Kay Adams was at her job until this week. Kind of insane, really." Here's another one. Kay Adams got to come up with a new gig. Flirting with athletes, not cutting it anymore. Better start cutting some something videos, because the funny, flirty interviews looking like, it goes on to say Boston something. I don't
Are
know
these
what
Twitter
it is.
comments?
Yes.
Oh man,
Are you on Twitter a lot?
Not a lot, but I mean, when I am, I just see the trolls and the people that are just hating. I mean, it's disgusting. But,
Yeah, but here's the deal. As someone who goes to Twitter exclusively for sports, I don't go to Twitter for any other reason. She's always been really liked.
I agree.
And really respected. This is why it caught me off guard. Just go and look at it. And again, I don't follow a ton of people on Twitter. I do on Facebook and things like that, because again, I use Twitter as a sports only tool. And I've never noticed that about her. Again, it's always been positive. Now, all of a sudden this week, it's like, people are like, no one loves Kay Adams like Kay Adams. It's a picture of her all dolled up. And she does do quite a bit of that, where she's stopping and staring. But, I mean, that's kind of the norm. That's kind of the norm for good-looking women.
I mean, I think she's like 34, 30. That she's probably not that far from me, from my age. I'm 33, so.
I think she's 40.
No way. She's 40. Well, she's 40. She looks great for 40. But.
Yeah. But yeah. So anyway, I'm a little bit disappointed. I mean, there's been some that both male and female where they cross the line, And you're like, what is going on, right? But I didn't get that. And again, I don't watch your regular show, Up and Adams. I never have caught it, but I could have listed maybe 100 members of the media, nationally speaking, until I got to her about how the people are now beginning to turn. Just thought I would share that with you. All right. We got much more to do, including some props here on the other side. We're going to check in with Rafael Esparza a little bit later on in the program. Two ways that you can join us. 641-1010. That is the best way on our text line, brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures. You can also get us on YouTube. And, man, they're having a party on there right now. Just look at YouTube. They're getting after it. You can watch the show and comment as well. Just go to YouTube and 1010XL into the night.
Take us into the black hole. They may not be able to beam you into the future, but they can make your ride home a lot more fun. Frank Frangie and Hayes Carline.
The Frangie Show.
Afternoons on 1010XL.
Hi, I'm Sean Monahan from Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach, celebrating our 49th annual Valentine's Day sale. Come see our hand-picked inventory of thousands of pieces of fine jewelry, diamonds, and gemstones. This Valentine's Day, we have big discounts with jewelry for any budget. And with interest-free financing, you'll get the jewelry you love with a monthly payment you can afford. Monahans will also give you cash for your unwanted gold or silver, or trade it in for new jewelry and get greater value. Monahan Jewelers Valentine's Day sale with big savings in our entire inventory. Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach.
For 25 years, Instant Keys has been the go-to locksmith service for car keys, transponders, and even high-tech smart locks. For honest, professional locksmith service,
Instant Keys comes to you. Patrick Young here, a.k.a. the Big PY, and you know I love my Florida Gators. Now you can hear my Gator basketball instant reaction following each Gator Hoops game. Look for my takes on the social channels of 1010XL, brought to you by VanguardSportsLeagues.com.
Give a unique gift this Valentine's Day to that special person in your life with a custom-made candle or body care product from Wick, a candle bar. Locations in San Marco and Jacks Beach.
Hi, Jacksonville. This is Dr. George Bari, an orthopedic surgeon who is fellowship trained in sports medicine by the Dr. James Andrews. Wintertime is upon us, and you may notice you wake up in the morning with some aches and pains in the shoulders and knees. If this happens to you, don't forget, stay mobile to try to reduce stiffness in your joints. And if that doesn't work, come see me at Bari Orthopedics, where we can treat you with cortisone injections and platelet-rich plasma injections and other non-invasive needs. Visit me at BariOrthopedics.com.
I'm Samantha Minton with Blessings in a Backpack, North Florida. With support from the players, we're providing weekend meals to thousands of kids who might otherwise go hungry. Only 32 days until the players.
Hey, it's Brent with Arcosa Crushed Concrete. If you've got concrete or asphalt rubble on your site, let me buy it from you, and I will recycle it into construction material for your future projects. Arcosa Crushed Concrete. Get paid for what you don't need.
Hey, it's Travis from Cannons of Jacks. When you need a trailer hitch, gooseneck, or RV towing options, call us at Cannons. We've been doing it for 55 years, and customer service is our #1 priority. Visit cannonsofjacks.com.
Frank Frangie here. When you're inside the Kuhn Flowers showroom, you'll find a wide array of gift ideas that will take care of any gift-giving situation. Spend a few minutes there, and you'll see for yourself. That's Kuhn Flowers on Beach Boulevard.
At the First Coast YMCA, there's no place like this place, with programs and experiences that will bring your whole family together. For adults, the Y provides wellness and recovery solutions to help you feel stronger, move better, and recharge. For the kids, the Y provides skill-building programs and youth sports to keep them active, engaged, and build confidence in a supportive environment. Right now, there's no joining fee, so visit your local Y to join and learn more at fcymca.org.
Hello, I'm Ed Jackson, president of Ned Jackson Income Tax. Ned Jackson Income Tax has been preparing tax returns in Jacksonville for over 80 years. Our tax preparers at Ned Jackson Income Tax have years of knowledge and experience to help you get your highest possible tax refund and are fully trained on all IRS updates, including the One Big Beautiful Bill. Visit one of Ned Jackson's 4 locations, including our downtown office at 255 North Liberty Street. That's Ned Jackson Income Tax, 356-0349.
Mark Watson with Hardball Creative, here to share with you an actual client review.
Dude, these shirts are sick.
Check out the shirts and other sick promo items at hardballcreative.com.
Hardball Creative. Hardball does it all. 1010XL, presented by Farrah and Farrah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farrah doesn't flinch.
All those crusty writers, I can see them getting down to this. Free drinks, right? The media will find it. Who likes free drinks more, the media or sorority girls? I don't know. I haven't been around sorority girls in, 40 years? 30, I guess 30 years, 35 years, somewhere in that neck. I graduated in 91. But the media will find let me tell you what a lot of media guys do. And how's this for your life? You travel, you work, and you go to the hotel lounge. It is just awful. I mean, they never even explore these great cities that they're in. I was always different. I always went out. And I don't know. Even this past year, I covered 5 games. Still got to get out and see what's going on in the city. Cincinnati may have been the coolest road trip. Vegas. I mean, crying out loud. I saw the Eagles and Joe Walsh. They got to put that in there with Tedeschi trucks. But Cincinnati's pretty cool downtown. All right. I got him 27-14, Seattle. So I would lay the 4.5 or 5. Came up with 10 prop bets. And I'm not doing any of the craziness. You know, what happens more? Drake May fumbles or Rosie O'Donnell flooded toilets. I'm not doing any of those type of props, okay? I'm doing straight out in-game props, and I've come up with 10. Aaron, I want you to tell me whether you would play it or go against it.
All right.
First one, Leonard Williams to get a sack in the game. It's listed as 0.5, so he either gets a sack or doesn't get a sack. What's interesting here is the VIG can come into play if he gets a half sack with someone else. I expect him to get a sack, so I've played the over.
I agree.
Okay. This is fiction when I say I played. DeMarcus Lawrence, same deal, 0.5. I am playing that over.
I agree.
Okay. 2 for 2. Ramondre Stevenson, rushing yards total, 49 and a hook. I'm playing it over.
49?
49 and a half.
I'm going under on that one.
Okay. Maybe it's Travion Henderson. Time to get the ball again.
Yeah.
Stevenson's been a beast in the playoffs. Stephon Diggs, receptions, 4.5. Over.
Over.
Okay. JSN, 94.5 receiving yards. Over. Christian Gonzalez on the other side.
That's what's giving me cause to pause right there. I'll take over.
Okay.
I mean, yeah.
Okay. All right. I mean, I think he's the best player.
I mean,
he's the best player on the field.
You got to think they're going to bracket him, right? Like, he's got to be doubled, and they got to have a safety over the top. I mean, but, you never know. He
Does
can
it
just go
matter
off.
with his route running?
That's true.
His route, I mean, he's breaking ankles.
Yeah.
In his hands.
Mm-hmm. Catches everything.
I think he goes over. And you notice my trend here. Typically, if I was to play, forever when I played totals, I played unders. When I get to props, I tend to look for what I think is going to go over, and that's what I play. I think perhaps everyone I'm doing here is an over. Sam Darnold, pass completions, 19.5. This is like stealing candy from a baby. That's an over.
Yeah, I agree. I say over.
Same number for Drake May. And, I think in this game that Drake may complete only 7 balls in the first half. And they may be down 7-10 points, but I think once we get into the third, I think Stevenson, if he's going to get the rushing yards, he's going to have to get that in the first half, because I really expect New England to be trailing in the second half. They're going to be forced to pass. So again, I look at 19.5 for Drake May, and I think pass completions goes over for Drake May.
I agree with that too.
Drake May, interception, 0.5, playing the over. I expect him to throw at least 1 interception in this game.
I'm saying under.
Okay.
I'm saying under on this one.
Let's see. I've got 2 more left. JSN, a touchdown, anytime touchdown in the game, 0.5. I'm playing the over.
Over. That's easy.
Finally, Hunter Henry, and I'll openly admit I took this on the advice from the Philly Godfather. Hunter Henry receptions, 3.5. I think that goes over.
Does Drake May throw to his tight ends a lot? I haven't paid a ton of attention to that.
New England is very similar to Jacksonville.
Yeah.
In that they don't have a clear-cut number 1 wide receiver. I mean, Stephon Diggs has put up phenomenal numbers. But if you look at it, 85 receptions, over 1,000 yards, and it was Hunter Henry with 60.
Mm-hmm.
Then it was Boutte with 33, Max Hollins with 46, DeMario Douglas, 31. Out of the backfield, Ramondre Stevenson, 32. I mean, it just goes on and on. I really spread the ball all over the place.
Yeah.
But yes, I mean, Henry with 60 and Austin Hooper caught 21 balls as a tight end.
To answer, yeah, I'd say over. You said 3? 3.5?
3.5.
3.5? Yeah, I'd say over. You can get 4.
Hunter Henry and Austin Hooper, not exactly your Gronk, Aaron Hernandez combination, but still a very interesting. Travion Henderson, that's a weird deal. I'm trying to figure out what's going on there. Again, Prisco earlier in the week listed as top 40 players. He didn't even have Henderson on there. This guy was so dynamic, midway through the season once he started getting the football. But, you look at his recent games. He got the ball, let's see right here, because I don't want to say he's hidden, but I think there's an opportunity that this could possibly change for the better for Patriots fans. 9 carries, 27 yards against the Chargers, and one of those carries went for 15, for crying out loud. That means he had 8 carries for 12 yards. Houston, 12 for 25. Denver, 3 for 5. And again, it's been Stevenson who's been the bell cow. We'll see on the other side. I really looked at numbers for Warren and numbers for Kupp and stuff like that, but I just elected to lay out for the best player in the game. And, we'll see what ends up happening there. So if you want to comment either way, of course, best player in the game, I'm talking about Jackson Smith and Jigba, who may arguably my favorite wide receiver to watch in the NFL. I just love this young man. So incredibly talented. And that's saying something in just a phenomenal era of wide receivers. Okay. All right. Let's grab some of your questions. Let's see if we can find Rafael Esparza. He's busy. He's out on Radio Row. If he's got something big going on, like let's say maybe Kay Adams wants to have him on, then I can understand that in a situation like that, we can allow it to go. But I'd like to talk some props with him. I also will really want to get to your call, to your feedback. Whole Merchant, I believe Hunter is recovering as expected. Robert mentioned a report that said Caleb Ransall was still limping during the locker room. Clean out, trouble considering it's been 6 months. The whole thing's been trouble. And I remember asking James Gladstone about that. They put a boot on. They thought it would heal. They checked it. It didn't. And then he had to undergo surgery. He's going to be a big part of things. But that's another part of this that needs to be really considered. He's going to have to learn how to play safety. He did not play safety at Tulane. He practiced safety the week of the Senior Bowl. But he's got to learn that. And certainly he's got a heck of a teacher, no doubt about that, with Anthony Campanile. So we'll see what ends up happening. All right, we're only halfway through our second hour. Much more to go right here on this Friday edition. We'll take you tonight till 8 o'clock.
Duval all day. Search 1010XL Jaguars on YouTube.
Welcome to Key Buick GMC, proudly family-owned and operated since 1943. Come see why they're North Florida's new and pre-owned truck center, conveniently located on Southside and JTB, just minutes from the St. John's Town Center. At Key Buick GMC, every new vehicle comes with our lifetime powertrain warranty. Key Buick GMC, we are professional grade. Online at keybuickgmc.com. Lifetime powertrain warranty covers engine, transmission, drivetrain only. Exclusions apply. See dealer for details.
Hey Jacksonville, Don here, the big cheese at Taco Lou. Well, everyone knows my wife Debbie is the real cheese at the Lou. We just do what we're told. We aren't a sports bar at all, but we have the best selection of the finest tequilas that Mexico has to offer, and that makes any basketball game more fun to watch. So come into Taco Lou in Jacksonville Beach, where we love sports and we love tacos with our tequila. If you're looking for a crew to help with your fiestas at home or work, Taco Lou caters, bringing the tacos to you. Taco Lou in Jax Beach, where tacos and sports go hand in hand.
Rick Ballou here with a congratulations for John's Auto. They've been in business in Jacksonville for 40 years. That's right, going all the way back to 1985. Right now, they'd like to thank each and every one of you who's ever gotten their vehicle serviced at John's Auto. So, car, truck, or diesel, all makes, all models, whether it's a routine maintenance or a complete engine overhaul, go to John's Auto on Arlington Road, JohnAutomotiveJax.com.
An accident with a big truck can change everything in a matter of seconds. Medical bills start piling up, you're missing work, and the trucking company's lawyers, they get to work immediately. That's why you need a law firm that moves just as fast. I'm Chris Campione, and at Campione Law, we fight for truck accident victims, digging into the details and holding negligent drivers and their trucking companies accountable. We don't get paid unless you do. Big trucks have big lawyers. You need a stronger fighter. Campione Law. Visit CampioneLaw.com. Offices, Jacksonville and St. Augustine.
Game days aren't the only win happening in the 904. Best of Bold City named 904 Gutters with a Z, the #1 seamless gutter company in Duval. Like the team's O-line protects their QB. Call the winning team at 904 Gutters with a Z to protect your home from the rain.
And that concludes the Joe C. Jack of All Trades show. Tune in next week where I'll be installing my own French drain.
Joe, wake up, man.
Hey, John, I must have dozed off.
We finished those projects you started.
Whoa, my seamless gutters are actually seamless.
And they're connected into underground PVC drain lines.
And my sprinklers. Wow, look at that coverage.
Next time, just call me first, Joe.
I will, but I ain't singing that song.
Clearwater irrigation
and drainage too.
Valentine's Day is sweet, but let's be honest, your septic tank wants attention too. Because when it gets ignored, it doesn't sulk, it causes problems, big ones. That's why Duck Duck Rooter, the only master septic contractor in Northeast Florida, is rolling out the Show Your Septic Some Love promotion. Right now, get $50 off septic tank pumping when you book by February 28th. Give your septic a little love now so it doesn't make a big scene later. When you start, call the Duck, 904-862-6769, duckduckrooter.com.
I'm with Greg from Cycles in Jacksonville. We always talk about Honda, Triumph, so many great bikes, but Aprilia from Italy is also a beautiful line.
It is absolutely gorgeous, and it is a fine sport bike. It's one that when you take your helmet off, you're never frowning. You're always smiling.
So if you want to treat yourself to something really special on the road, that's a line they should look into?
Absolutely, and we've got them in stock and ready to roll.
All right, make sure you check them out. They are on Atlantic near Regency. CyclesofJacksonville.com is a great place to go, or check out their Facebook page. That's Cycles of Jacksonville.
Jacksonville, you voted, and Baker Glass came out on top. The Bold City Best Awards are all about locals choosing their favorites, and you picked them for Best Auto Glass and Best Glass and Mirror Service.
I'm back with Baker Glass. No one treats you better.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah. Now, the Monahan's golden moment. Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach, your local family jewelers.
Well, both teams, for the most part, are healthy. The exception being Nick Emenwari of the Seattle Seahawks. We'll see if he's going to be able to go. You got to believe something could leak, but I kind of want to say that we'll find out 90 minutes before kickoff coming up on Sunday. Good news for Seattle when it comes to Sam Darnold and his oblique. He was limited Wednesday, did practice today, and Thursday in full. Same deal for Drake May. So these teams are ready to go. A couple of nicks, lots of guys listed, but for the most part, ready to go come Super Bowl 60. Someone left a dozen donuts, Dunkin' Donuts, and I'm wondering if that's a sign to maybe switch my pick to Boston. And do they even sell donuts at Starbucks? I don't believe I've ever been in a Starbucks.
You're asking the wrong guy.
Yeah.
I don't.
Well, I have more respect for you now that you just said that. I've never been. Now, I'm sure you can get something like, like some exotic type of bun, or, maybe something that comes in a wrap and they put a toothpick in it or something. I'm sure they got all that yuppie stuff there, but I don't know if they serve donuts. Maybe one of our listeners can let us know. We won't embarrass you publicly by reading your name if you can tell us exactly what is in Starbucks. We will see. JSN and Puka are absolutely unbelievable. Rick will be bored sightseeing in Arizona and start whimpering to the girlfriend for a round of golf. Let me tell you something, brother. The clubs are being shipped. There's no question. You think I go to Arizona for a week and not play golf? Of course I'm going to play golf. We're going to go by the Grand Canyon. I'm going to pull off a Chevy Chase. I'm going to look at it for like 5 minutes and say, cool, let's go. I mean, I'm absolutely. She likes to play golf. She didn't like to play golf. She likes to ride in the golf cart. So, yeah, absolutely, I'm going to play golf. No question about it. 5602, Kay Adams went to another level in her interview with Kevin Durant 2 days ago. People don't like to get a room. She annoyed Cooper DeJean. Asked about his girlfriend. I think she upset Justin Jefferson. Okay.
I did hear about that. You know who Cooper DeJean's girlfriend is, right?
Is it Bella?
It's Nikki Bella.
Oh, yeah.
You know who she was?
She's like 15 years older than him.
It's 20.
Wow.
Exactly 20.
Wow.
But she was with John Cena. They were together for a little bit.
Bro, I can't believe you just said that, because you know what I found earlier today, which just totally, absolutely fires me up? John Cena follows me on Twitter.
Oh, yeah? He follows a lot of interesting people.
Bostonians, I think is what you want to say. I mean, it's already out that I'm all about Boston here. This 27-14 pick is nothing more than a mirage. It's nothing more than an open fib. Let me see if I can find it here. I don't follow him on Twitter. I mean, that's amazing to me. Let me see if I can. Who cares? You people don't care. But I don't know how I landed on John Cena somehow, somewhere. I was trying to think of like famous people. I know one of the guys from The Sopranos years ago followed me. I can't remember his name. He's overfed, and then they found him in a gay bar where you weren't supposed to be gay if you were a member of the mafia. It was Ralph. No, it wasn't Ralph. And I think it was from the Philly Godfather, but one day all of a sudden I looked and he was following me on Twitter. I was like totally honored. I had to go upstairs to the bar and pour myself 3 fingers worth. It was like, wow, man, someone from The Sopranos. This is like the greatest thing that's ever happened. 84-46, boy, the Jaguars coaches must be taking Hunter's words seriously, but I'm playing both ways, or I'm not playing. It doesn't sound like they were allowing those comments to fade away. Yeah, I mean, no. Travis Hunter's also the same guy who I asked when I was amazed, when I was shocked at how little his legs were. I hope he's added some stuff to it. That may be difficult, obviously, with the injury. But I went straight up to him and asked him, what is your ideal weight to play this year? And he looks right at me and he says, whatever the coach wants me to play at. So I wouldn't be too concerned. Vito, there you go. Yeah, big Vito. Vito never missed a meal. And I'm a big fan now. Again, all these Starbucks stuff. Again, I won't give out your numbers. I certainly won't mention your name. I'm just kidding. I have no problem with Starbucks. That'll be 2 coffees, sir. Sure, that'll be, never mind. 73.93. Rick, please, when did Sam Darnold become Tom Brady? Darnell for over 1.5 picks. Darnell for even money when he gets sacked. And shaking to see ghosts. New England, 27-13. Bro, you can make yourself a lot of money if that comes in. 27-13. Because I'm sure there are circuits that you can go to where you can play New England not only to win money line, but to win by a big-time score like that, especially if they're a 5-point dog. You got them winning by 14.
That's outrageous.
1603. Rick, you just made me almost drive off the road laughing so hard. Leaving alone and getting old and degenerate comment. Come on, man. You were a great life. I don't even remember what I said. Was sure that was me? Kidding. That was supposed to be like senile dementia, but maybe didn't go over to some of you. 69-55. But the Hall of Fame is starting to be like the Hall of the Very Good, especially in baseball. You're dead on, and it's such a shame. I mean, I love it. And, the whole common sense thing drives me crazy. The number one issue for common sense, or the lack thereof, is when it comes to officiating. Number 2, when it comes to things like the Hall of Fame. And sure was Joe Jackson, Pete Rose. There was no proof with Shoeless Joe. He had like 385. In the 1918 or the 1919 World Series. P. Rose never bet against his team, right? Well, you can make the point. If he didn't bet, then that mean he thought that they were going to lose. So I don't know. Pete Rose should absolutely be in the Hall of Fame. He paid the penance. He's now no longer with us. But the big issue I have is with the steroid guys. Just put them in, man. Everyone was cheating. Some were ahead of the chemist. That's it. You went through the Reds. You went through the Greenies. You went through all these different types of eras. That was the steroid era. And you've allowed some players in the Hall of Fame who took steroids. Others who were involved in steroid suspicion. Bonds, Clemens, McGuire, Sosa, Palmeiro, Manny Ramirez, Alex Rodriguez, Gary Sheffield. Okay? I may have missed 1 or 2. Andy Pettit. Pettit we can argue about. Look at his numbers. But the 8 that I just gave you should be in the Hall of Fame. End of story. End of story, end of story. Again, fascinating part of it, if you're looking for something to read over the summer, or I guess it's the winter now, be the summer before you know it, go back and read Jose Canseco's book. You can, what's the name of it? Is it Thrift Book Sales? I get a ton of them and stash them in my library at my house, but you can get like really good hardcover used books for like $4. It's insane. Okay. And again, I think it's called Thrift Books is where you get them, and I'm a member. It's great stuff. But if maybe you'll have a different appreciation for it now compared to when it came out. And I interviewed Canseco after it came out, so I'm guessing it was, I don't know, 2001, 2, 3, somewhere in that neighborhood, maybe 2004. I'm not sure. It was when I was in Chicago. And he just got laughed at by everyone. Jose Canseco, yeah. Every single thing he said in that book ended up being true. Every single thing. It's amazing. It really is. If you consider what was then and what is now. It took a long time for all that to come out. But he was looked at as a fraud. He was looked at as a Sammy the Bull Gravano, a rat. And then he ended up looking at it, and he was correct. All right, we had to head to a break. Here's the 0-0-0-0, watching The Sopranos again from the 5th time, beginning to end. You know, my GF and I did that. We're stuck on the final season, kind of got away from it. We watched every year, and it's amazing how much I either missed, and I gave that my full attention. It's not like it was, you know, hand on the phone and multitasking. When back then, when The Sopranos came out, I mean, outside of your kids, which were in bed, it was like your undivided attention. Hey, youngsters, there actually was a time in your parents' life where you could do something like watch TV, watch a movie, go outside, look at the grass grow, and all your attention was there. I know it's hard to believe, but that was actually the case. But now going back through The Sopranos, yeah, either I forgot about it or you just see it again for a second time, and yeah, perhaps you did miss it initially. One of the greats of all time, no doubt, Sopranos. All right, much more to do, including Hacker. He's going to join you at 8.
Live streaming from the XL Digital Studios. Brightened by Harbor Dental Care, Jacksonville's first choice for dental emergencies.
Joe C. for Hard Rock Bet and football season is stepping into high gear with playoffs galore. And this is the season for winning. Don't miss out. Download the Hard Rock Bet app and see all the lines, the best plays, parlays, and props. And definitely check out the Hard Rock Bet Stats Hub, loaded with trends, streaks, and stats to help guide your picks. Get in on the action now at Hard Rock Bet. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-833-PLAY-WISE.
There's joy in every RV journey. Your journey starts at the Jacksonville RV Mega Show, Thursday, February 5th through Sunday the 8th at the Jacksonville Equestrian Center. It's Northeast Florida's largest RV show with hundreds of RVs on display with lifestyle booths. Adults $10, kids under 12 free. Seniors get $1 off Thursday. Military and first responders get $1 off every day. Thursday through Saturday from 10 to 5, Sunday 10 to 4. The Jacksonville RV Mega Show at the Jacksonville Equestrian Center.
It all begins with Speed Weeks, presented by Advent Health, February 11th, and culminates with a Daytona 500 on February 15th. This week, you can win a pair of tickets to the Daytona 500. What driver won the 2025 Daytona 500? Text the driver's last name to 641-1010. What driver won the 2025 Daytona 500? Text the driver's last name answer to 641-1010 for a chance to win tickets to the Daytona 500, February 15th.
The toughest bulls, the bravest riders. For 8 seconds, it's all on the line. Glory or nothing. These are cowboys who face down danger, defy the odds, and push themselves beyond limits most wouldn't dare. This is their world, where legends are made on the backs of ranked bulls. It's bull time, Jacksonville. PBR Bucks into Five-Star Memorial Arena, February 20th and 21st. Get your tickets now at pbr.com/tickets.
This is Jeff Middlecoff with Cogent Bank. My associate Ryan Salem and I joined Cogent Bank because we wanted to revolutionize the mortgage business, just like Cogent Bank has revolutionized the banking business. So Ryan Salem and I are able to leverage the power and stability of Cogent Bank to go out and find our clients the best investors, the best products, and the best rates in the entire country for your particular mortgage loan. Of course, you don't have to be a customer at Cogent Bank to take advantage of our mortgage services to buy or refinance your home. We offer jumbo loans, VA, FHA, conventional, and investment loans. At Cogent Bank, we offer mortgages nationwide, so we can help you with a second home or help a family member who lives or is moving to another state. Call Ryan Salem or myself, Jeff Middlecoff, at Cogent Bank today, 904-442-9191, to see how we can help you with any of your mortgage loan needs, whatever or wherever they may be.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender, Cogent Bank, NMLS ID 402296, Ryan Salem, NMLS ID 1182429, Jeff Middlecoff, NMLS ID 2490.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
All right, I noticed that Little Hack has become a leader of T-ball. I saw that on I believe it was Facebook a little bit earlier.
He's providing veteran leadership in year number 2 for the T-ball squad there.
Yeah, first to show up, last to leave.
He is.
Little
yeah.
Evan Ingram in him.
He does, man. He's the first there, last to leave. Again, the veteran leadership of year number 2. He's teaching the young kids the ropes.
Taking grounders.
He's actually got quite an arm on him.
Yeah, I noticed.
Yeah, I mean, in the video,
yeah.
The arm was pretty good. I was impressed.
I got, I don't think I've asked you this yet. If so, I do apologize. For the sake of the listeners, act like I haven't asked you this already.
Yes.
I got a 27-14 victory for Seattle.
Yeah, I like Seattle to win the game as well. I do think it's going to be close because, look, I have not been a fan of New England. I've said repeatedly I don't think they're as good as their record would indicate, but I believe I told you this earlier in the week. At a certain point, when you play 20 games and you win 17 of them in the NFL, it's foolish to say they're not very good anymore. They're obviously a good football team. Have they gotten some breaks with injuries and whatnot? Yeah, they have. But there's 30 teams that wish they were playing. New England's still playing. So I think it will be a game. I think Drake May is a very, very good player. But I just think Seattle's the better team. And I think Seattle's going to win the game by probably 7 to 10 points.
Now, the 2-minute drill is driven by nobody but Nimnik. Nimnik Chevrolet on Cassett Avenue and Nimnik Buick GMC on Phillips Highway.
All right, we needed to play the jingle there. That's a first. I was actually early as opposed to being late.
No, you're on top of it, man. That's good stuff.
Here's what I don't get. I'm never late for any obligation that I have.
Mm-hmm.
I'm never on time for a radio break.
Yeah, I've noticed that in the 20 years that I've known you. Yes, I am aware of that. I'm the exact opposite. Well, I shouldn't say I'm the opposite. If I'm 15 minutes early, I feel like I'm late. I
got the Tom Coughlin stuff in you.
I honestly don't think I've ever been late for anything in my life.
Neither have I.
Because I have a little bit of OCD in me, obsessive compulsive disorder, and in that, again, if I have to be somewhere at 8 o'clock for a radio show, if I'm not in this building at 7:30, I got gas floored trying to get here.
Right.
I mean, I have got to be early by a good 20 to 30 minutes, or else I feel like I'm running late.
The closest I do come will be every once in a while at tea time. I'll show up, 5 minutes before we're supposed to be on the tee. But that really didn't matter to me. I never warm up before I play golf. Anyway, but as far as not hitting posts on time, I've always kind of looked at it this way. I'd much rather be that way with, at least in my opinion, a whole hell of a lot to say, as opposed to watching the clock tick, hoping to get to the break, because you don't know what else you can say.
Right. And people always say this is the time of year where we earn our money as 1010XL hosts.
Hell no.
And what I always say is there's always too much for me to talk about that I can't get to all of it in a 2-hour period.
If you can't find the worst thing you can ever be told, oh, there ain't nothing going on.
Oh,
are you kidding me? Well, you better find something that's going on.
So much stuff going on.
And there is night after night. With that said, what do you got going on tonight?
So I'm going to talk to the biggest Patriot fan I know, and that is my wife.
Ooh.
She's going to join us tonight to give her thoughts on the Patriots and the Seahawks. We're also going to recap the NBA trade deadline with Brian Toporek of Bleacher Report, talk a little AFC South as the offseason officially begins on Monday, Rick. Everybody goes back to 0-0, so we'll do a little outlook on the Jaguars, Texans, Titans, and Colts as the offseason officially is here.
Good stuff. Have a fun show.
Thanks, Rick.
That's coming up right now. That's going to do it for us. I'll be back on Monday, then I go away to Arizona on Tuesday, but I'll be back for Super Bowl reaction coming up on Monday. Folks, have a great weekend. Enjoy the game. If you're out there drinking, congratulations. Just do not drive. Okay? Find yourself a designated driver. If not, find a cab, find an Uber, find a Lyft, whatever it may be. Make sure you do that. You want you to be safe. And I absolutely do feel that way. All right. Thank you to Aaron Beasley. Thank you to Aaron Williams. My name is Rick Boyle. Have a great weekend. We'll talk Monday at 6 right here on your home of the Jags.